Wassily Vasilyevich Kandinsky was born on December 16, 1866 in Moscow into a cultured middle-class family. Soon after, his father started a tea factory and the family moved to Odessa. Kandinsky completed advanced studies in law and economics at Moscow University, became a lecturer, and then served as an associate professor at the University of Dorpat, Tartu. During this time, he married his cousin Anna Chimyakina. In 1896, a 30-year-old Kandinsky was appointed professor to the Department of Law, but at this particular time he decided to give up a successful career to devote himself completely to painting. Later on, Kandinsky recollected two events which had affected this decision: his visiting an exhibition of the French Impressionists in Moscow in 1895, and an emotional shock he experienced from K. Monet's Haystacks, and an impression of Richard Wagner's Lohengrin at the Bolshoi Theatre. At age 30, Kandinsky moved to Munich to study painting. He entered Anton Ashby's private art school and later enrolled at the Munich Academy under Franz von Stuck. This period marked the beginning of his search for a unique artistic style. In 1905, he met artist Gabriele Munter, separated from his wife, and for the next 5 years they travelled across Europe and exhibited together. In the early 1900s, Kandinsky's creative energy and organizational skills made him a leading figure in art. In 1901, he founded the Phalanx Art Group and opened a school, personally teaching its students. Over 4 years, he organized 12 exhibitions for group members. In 1909, alongside artists like Jawlensky and Munter, he co-founded the Neue Künstlervereinigung München, Munich New Artists Association, and served as its president. He also participated in major Russian exhibitions like Jack of Diamonds and published art critiques. In 1911, with Franz Marc, he founded the pioneering group Der Blaue Reiter, the Blue Rider, focusing on the associative qualities of color, line, and composition, drawing on Goethe's color theory, Jugendstil, and Steiner's theosophy. During this time, his work underwent a radical evolution, from realism to the first fully abstract painting in 1910. His breakthrough came with Composition 7, 1913. Alongside painting, he wrote On the Spiritual in Art, 1912, laying the philosophical foundation for abstraction, and released his memoir, Steps, and the illustrated poetry collection, Sounds. When World War I began, Kandinsky left Germany. On August 3, 1914, he moved to Switzerland with Gabriele Munter to work on Point and Line to Plane, but they separated by November. Munter returned to Munich, and Kandinsky travelled on to Moscow. In 1916, he met Nina Andreevskaya, the daughter of a Russian general, and married her in February 1917. During the revolutionary years, his style shifted among semi-abstract forms, impressionist landscapes, and romantic fantasy. His paintings became more geometric under the influence of Moscow's avant-garde. From 1918 to 1921, he engaged in art education and museum reform under Narkompros, helped establish 22 regional museums, and taught at Svolmus and Vkutamus, where he designed curricula rooted in color and form analysis. Back in Germany, at the invitation of Walter Gropius, Kandinsky moved to Weimar to head a fresco workshop at the Bauhaus. He returned to teaching, focusing on granular visual analysis, a process culminating in Point and Line to Plane, 1926. His art embraced geometry, cooler color harmonies, harmonic tension, and the circle as a perfect form. His key work from Weimar is Composition 8, 1923. He also created imaginative chamber works like Small Worlds and Small Dream in Red. Alongside Feininger, Jawlensky, and Klee, he formed the Blue Four and lectured in the US. In 1925, under pressure from right-wing groups, the Weimar Bauhaus closed and reopened in Dessau. Here, Kandinsky taught freely and continued painting. Yellow, Red, Blue, 1925, exemplifies his cold romanticism style. Inspired by the idea of Gesamtkunstwerk, he worked on yellow sound and graphic designs for Mussorgsky's Pictures at an exhibition. Late in this period, his works became lighter and playful, like Capricious, 1930. With rising Nazi hostility, Bauhaus was forced to close again in 1932. Kandinsky and Nina emigrated to France, settling in Neuilly-sur-Seine. Between 1926 and 1933, he produced 159 oil paintings and 300 watercolors, many of which were later destroyed by the Nazis, who branded them degenerate art. The artistic environment in Paris was initially isolating. Abstract art lacked public acceptance, and Kandinsky socialized only with old friends. In this period, he abandoned bold primary colors in favor of subtle color shades and introduced biomorphic forms that floated freely across the canvas. Works like Colorful Ensemble, 1938, Complex Simple, 1939, and Sky Blue, 1940, bubble with life. He described this phase as a real picturesque fairy tale. Due to wartime shortages, he turned to gouache on small cardboard, once again facing professional disregard. Yet he continued refining his ideas. Abstract art places a new world, unrelated to reality, alongside the real world, governed by cosmic laws. It is equally real and concrete. For this reason, he preferred to call it concrete art. Kandinsky's life was one of pioneering freedom, experimentation, and a visionary belief in art's power to touch the soul. Even when unseen or unwelcome, his concrete world of art remained real.